Wrapping a baby with toes out is probably one of my absolute favorite wrapping techniques to do. I normally go from toes out after I have the baby in the potato. They're normally in the potato wrap for 2 top changes. Each of those sets normally take me about 2 to 3 minutes to shoot once I get baby sat down into it. And changing out the top wrap for the potato takes no time at all. Because baby is already securely wrapped with 2 little layers and a potato belt. I know that sounds like a lot. You guys tell me. These wraps are very, very, very thin. They are jersey knit fabric, which is also like a very thin t-shirt fabric. And the potato belt itself is a quiet Velcro, and it's got cotton, which just helps protect that baby's chest plate. I want to make sure that I'm not putting too much pressure on their diaphragm. So there is a whole science behind it. I know it sounds crazy and it looks a little crazy, but just trust me. Babies are very, very comfortable during their entire process. But when I go to do toes out, which is my absolute favorite, I go at baby's pace, and you see I'm moving very slowly. Everything I do here is very subtle. I don't want to wake the baby up. My goal of these sessions are for them to be very relaxing for parents, myself, as well as baby. But baby is my primary focus. Once I get that decorative layer off and then that fill wrap off, I take the fill wrap, lay it across my lap half and half so that way I can split it up, and then I start removing that bottom layer. I always unwrap the feet first, but leave those arms up. The subtle jerky movements that babies make tend to wake themselves up, and whenever I unwrap their hand, they normally praise Jesus, and it's so sweet. But I definitely don't want those movements, as sweet as they are, disrupting baby and disrupting the flow of our session. So I take that wrap and I put it underneath baby's hiney, and then I go in and I tie the edges together with a very, very, very small little knot, and I just put those toes together so that way they can pray. I love good praying feet, and if they have long enough toes, I like to stick little trinkets in their toes, because if you notice, when you put your fingers right under like the palm of baby's foot, they'll just close a little toes around it, and it is so sweet. Sometimes I struggle a little bit more than other days whenever I'm trying to get that tiny knot. The tinier the knot is, the less chance it's going to be seen when I add my decorative layer, and I definitely don't want it seen. But I do talk the entire time I do these with parents. You can see me having a conversation with her parents now. But I'm going in, and now I get to free those hands since I've got those sweet little feet tied up. You'll see once I get her hands free, I just kind of go in with my free hand and I hold those little arms into place, and I was stabilizing baby's head here. It's so sweet, and you can see she's praising Jesus with that one little hand. So I brought it back down. I'm going to hook across her knee and then bring that wrap diagonally up to over her shoulder there. She is so cute. She has such a great head of hair. I'm seriously obsessed with her. And it's okay. I can be obsessed with these babies. Y'all leave me alone. Oh, she's so sweet. But I go in with that other side now, and then I'm just going to repeat those actions. The only action that I'm not going to do is make another knot, because I don't need one. But I do come underneath baby's hiney, and I do kind of raise their little leggies up just a little bit, so that way they can get really, 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 really curly. I love a good curly baby. I intended to put her in a heart bowl, which I did do, and when I put them in the heart bowl, I want to make sure that they are nice and comfortable. I have no idea what I was giggling about, but I forever have a good time in my studio, okay? And I'm going to take this wrap. I ball up my wraps like that when I put them away. I try to unball them before my sessions. I, however, did not this day, so I was just unballing it from a ball. And then this is my decorative layer. So the only portion that I'm going to repeat here is that crisscross look, and then I'm going to go around baby. I do not have to tie up baby's feet because, again, they're already tied up with that one little wrap. You can tell that she is so nice and comfy. They really love to be snug at this age. And I know I see a lot of comments where people say they need to stretch and they need to be free. And yes, they do. And they are able to stretch. when we're done with this portion. But for this portion that is wrapped, they are definitely wrapped up, and they enjoy it. It does help them get into a deep sleep, so that way I can continue with the rest of the session. That entire wrapping technique took about 5 minutes to get her unwrapped and rewrapped. She is absolutely perfect. I did go in with this really beautiful neutral headband, and you can see that I'm just subtly tilting her head in the way that I'm going to want it tilted in my little heart bowl there. She is so perfect. Oh, I'm so obsessed with her. And now I'm just going to go ahead and get her laid down into that prop. I'm just giving her a little pat. I'm not sure why she was fine. Probably just to finish my train of thought. But once I get her in that heart bowl, I go ahead and get my images. I'm putting a little bean poser underneath that now, just to make sure that her head isn't on the raw wood and that it's elevated and lit properly for the image that I want to receive. And here's what she looks like in that heart bowl. She's absolutely perfect. All right, that's it. Bye.